Hello, guys. I guess the Lord is leading me to have a talk about making money. I like when people say, well, the Lord told me to tell you, or they say, I don't know who needs to hear this. Oh, I know who needs to hear it. All of us. Everybody. I heard it. Now I want you to hear it. Making money. Let's talk about making money. We have to have the analytical skills to know when we are making money and when we're not making money. Okay? For example, if you make $100, you made it. We're not talking about you spent it. We're talking about how much money did you bring in. Okay? And yes, we do need to talk about how much money did you spend and how much money did you keep. How much money did you have left over? For example, if I make $100 in one day, and I spend $70 in gas that day, I still have $30 that I get to keep. Now I know it's not $300 and it's not $3,000 or $30,000. It's just $30. But at least I made money. I didn't just spend the $70 out of the money that I have and it didn't come back and I didn't make it back or whatever. You know, we have to be able to analyze. Are you bringing in enough money to spend the money that you're spending? Because you could be bringing in good money, but you're spending more than what you're bringing in, or you're spending so much you're not bringing in enough. So you either have to make more money or spend less. So you could spend less. Make what you make and spend less. Or you could top it off with an extra $100 a day. So let's say you had $5,000 in the bank. Let's start with something reasonable because I don't want to have to calculate all that. Let's say you had $1,000 in the bank. Okay, out of that $1,000, you got to pay rent, car note, car insurance, buy gas, buy food, pay your utility bill. We already way over $1,000. We into $2,000, almost to $2,500. You got to pay your car note and your car note and your insurance and gas. That's $1,000 right there. If you're renting or if you have a mortgage, it's probably $1,000, $800, $900, $1,000 because you got insurance from that to pay. Okay, then you got to buy food. Probably not just for yourself. You got to buy it for you and a couple other folks. So you spending about $500 on food. So you already at $2,500 a month on your bills. You have got to be making $5,000 a month in order to save anything. I mean, you got to make $2,500 to spend $2,500. So if you're making $3,000 a month, you only have $500 left for anything else to save or to go to the movies or whatever you want to do. You only have, and I'm sure you have credit cards you have to pay and internet subscription that you have to pay, things you have to pay to eat up what's left. So you got to be able to analyze your budget. You got to sit down and write it on a piece of paper. How much money am I actually bringing home? Now, how much money you get paid, because you get paid money and you pay your health insurance, your taxes, and your Medicaid, all that stuff. You pay that out your check, so you're left with less than what you got paid. You're getting paid $20 an hour, $30 an hour, $40 an hour. But you paying heavy health insurance, retirement, taxes, the things you have to pay out of your check. So when you bring that money home, you have to pay your bills out of what you're bringing home. So you have to be able to say, am I bringing home enough to hit my targets? If you want to save $10,000, are you making enough money to save $10,000? And if you're not, what can you do to add an extra $100 a day onto that? Now, y'all know I drive for Lyft. I also drive for myself. I got some personal people that I take every day to work, and I pick them up every day. And that's my $100 right there. I don't have to drive for Lyft to make $100 a day, but I have to drive for Lyft to make $200 a day. You can calculate how much $200 a day for 5 days is. That's $1,000. Okay, $200 a day for 5 days is $1,000. For 4 weeks, which is a month, is $4,000. That's $4,000 a month. Now that's not my base pay from my job. That's not including my base pay. This is my extra pay. These $200 a day are my extra pay. I pick these people up and take them to work before I go to work. I pick them up and take them home when I'm coming home from work. So yes, it makes me get up a few hours earlier because I make most of the money in the morning. And then when I get off, I just make my rounds and pick these people up. These people live within 3-4 miles of my home. They live near me. So during the pandemic, I was taking them back and forth to work, and so we just kept it going. And so that has been a mainstay for me. I do get a little, upset when I have to buy. It was $92 worth of gas to put in here when that gas was $5.40 something, because I used premium. It was $92 to fill my car up. Now, I didn't use all that gas in one day. It took me 2 or 3 days to use it, but still I had to pay $92. But look, if I'm making $100 a day, one day buys that gas. The next day is mine, and the next day is mine. Then I got to put another 92 in there. But the next day is mine. So I'm really not bringing home. So if I'm bringing home $100 a day, I already know $200 going to the gas tank that week. That's when it was high. It's down now. I'm putting in $68, maybe $70 of gas in there now. But it still matters, though. It matters that you're bringing in more money than you're spending. You can control your spending by not spending so much. I don't know how you're going to do it, but that can be controlled. And you can control how much you make by bringing more in. There's a fine little ways to do it that doesn't throw you out of your regular schedule. Picking up these people in the morning, it throws me out my schedule to sleep because I have to go to bed early. I got to be in that bed trying to be asleep by 9 o'clock. And then I'm up at 4, and I pick up my first person at 4:30. And I take her to work. She has to be to work at 5. These people are all about 3-4 miles around my house. I pick up at 4:30, and this is all going towards my job. Pick up at 4:30 and take her to her job. Right across the street, I could walk to this other person's house. I pick him up and take him to his job. And then I got another young man. I go in a circle, pick him up, take him to his job. Now, I have to get up earlier. I have to put an extra hour and a half in there to do that. But I don't mind, because I know when I come home, I'm going to pick them up and take them home. And so that's my $100. Then on the weekend, I'm able to turn on that Lyft app and make another $100. On Fridays, I just drive until I just can't drive no more. I drive and make that money. And then Saturdays, sometimes I drive all day, and sometimes I just drive in the morning and in the evening, whenever they have any events and stuff. I just try to make sure that my goal is to make $200 a day, but I don't always do it. I don't always make $200 a day. Sometimes I make $240. Sometimes I make less than $100. But it averages out to about $200 a day at the end of the week. And so if you could put $1,000 a week on top of what you make on your job, boy, what a life. Okay, what a life. Let me tell you, your bank will look at you differently, because they look at how you spend the money. You say, okay, I'm bringing in $1,000 a week. Yeah, but you spending $1,200 a week. I say I'm bringing home $1,000 a week, and I'm putting $250 in my checking and $250 in my saving. So your saving is going up, 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 up. Your checking is being used. However, you got $1,000. They look at how you spend your money, and they can offer you. They were looking at how I was spending my money. They said, look, you got 5 credit cards that you pay an X amount of money on. Why don't we offer you a credit card for X amount of $1,000? Let's pay off these other little knick-knack cards that you have. Say that we're not going to get rid of them because that is good on your credit profile, but we're going to pay them off and not don't use them. So that's in my control. Don't use those cards unless there's an emergency. I said, okay. So I took the cards out of my purse. They're in a drawer somewhere. And I just used the card that Navy Federal gave me, because it was more money than those little bitty cards put together. So I just used that. But the payment that I paid Navy Federal was equal to one of those credit cards payment. I got 5 credit cards and I'm paying the same amount to each credit card. But Navy Federal just asked me for the equal to one payment to the 5 for that credit card they gave me. And the credit card they gave me was double the amount. I mean, I had a credit card for $500, one for $600, one for $1,600, one for $1,000. I have had them a long time. I've had them a while. And so I was paying $50 a month on one and $100 on the other, you know. So they made a suggestion. They looked at how I was spending my money. They made a suggestion. Why don't we offer you this credit card? It's double what you have in credit now with these 5 little bitty cards you got. And you'll pay less per month on it. So I took it. Oh, I took it and ran. I paid off a couple of loans I had. They were almost paid off, so I paid those off. And so now I'm just me and Navy. Me and Navy. I bought my car through Navy. I'm finna buy my house through Navy. I paid my credit card through Navy. Because they offer me good advice. And I'm trying to offer you good advice. So if you're making an extra $100 a day, 50 in the morning, 50 in the evening. I mean, find some people that live around you that's going your way. I used Lyft to find them. That's how I found them. I used Lyft to find them. I cut it on one morning. I turned my destination towards the VA hospital, and I picked up people along the way. I go that way every day. If I go that way every day and I come home that way every day, I'm gonna see and pass by and be around these people every day. So when I go and pick them up, if they are close enough, I'll say, do you use Lyft every day? Okay. Well, why don't you just let me pick carpool with you? You paying Lyft $25, you can pay me $20. And I'll pick you up on the way to work. Just let me know on the days you're not going. I'll let you know on the days I'm not going. And that's been working. That's been working. You get your 4 or 5 people that you pick up every day that's going your way. But you got to do the work now. You got to do the work. I let Lyft app do the work for me. I found them because I turned the Lyft app on. I got somebody that's a 1.1 mile from my house. Pick her up, but she works on the way, like 5 miles down the road. So I take her to work. I used to take a young lady to the bus station. I pass by that bus station coming and going every day, no problem. Just turn in there, drop off, and keep it moving. I pick up another lady downtown and take her on to the hospital with me because she works at Emory, I work at VA, and so they're right back to back each other. I drop her off, and then I go in the parking lot at the VA, and I'm there. And I got 2 more people that I pick up and take to a beauty shop, and that's on the way, right by the grocery store. And so these people are paying $10, $15, and $20 according to how far they're going. But they were paying more than that on Lyft and Uber. They were paying more than that. And they get to say, can you stop me by the grocery store? And this one guy, he likes to get his coffee and 2 bananas in the morning. He stopped because he's a diabetic, he says, and he can't take his medicine without something on the stomach. But he's trying to get to work by 6 o'clock. And he just doesn't get up in time to do all that. So he goes to this store. He showed me some hacks. He goes to the Exxon where they have $1.50 coffee and fresh fruit, bananas, apples, oranges, and he gets something else, a bread, some kind of bread, banana bread. He gets something else. He usually have his lunch in his bag for his lunch that day, and he does that every morning. Stop by the ATM and give me my money. And so the other lady, she Zelles me. And the other 2 ladies, they give me cash. The other young man give me cash. And they're consistent. They're consistent. Well, I'm going that way every day. Now, whether they go or not, going that way every day. If I don't make the $100 that day, I make up for it Friday or Saturday. If I only make $70 or maybe only $50, I know how much I need to make up to even that thing on out to $100 a day. I try to do $100 cash and $100 Lyft. So there are ways that you can make money with the equipment you already have. I already got a car. I gotta go buy a car. You know, I already have time to do it. I just have to make time in my schedule to do it. Get up early. The early bird catches the $100 a day. You get up a few hours early, get yourself ready that night. Don't get up and you gotta comb your hair all the way. Wash, comb, curl, grease, condition. Do all that night. You know, wash yourself at night. Get your underclothes, your overclothes, your pocketbook, everything you got to pick up and grab and head out that door, have it sitting on the counter ready to go. That's some preparation. You get up in the morning, you hit them spots or take your shower right quick, put your clothes on because they already laid out, grab your stuff because it's already ready, and head out that door by 4:30. Now, I have to do 4:30 because in Atlanta, everything is 30 minutes away. Everything is so far away. If you got to be to work at 8 o'clock or 7 o'clock, now, 7 o'clock, you about to have to get up at 5. You have to get up at 4:30 and be out the door by 5 to clear your $100 that morning. Because you got to pick somebody up and drop them off. That's going to be about 30 minutes. Pick somebody else up and drop them off. That's 30 minutes. Pick somebody up and drop them off. That's 30 minutes. So you need about an hour and a half to really make that $100. And then 30 minutes or so to get to work. You got to figure it out. Do the work. Do the math. Figure it out. If you want to make $200 extra a day, figure it out. Sit down to the table with a pencil and a pen and paper. Okay? See how much money you putting in the bank every week or every 2 weeks or every month. Put down on the other T-square how much money is good leaving up out of there. Rent, mortgage, car note. Those usually your highest bill. Your rent or your mortgage or your car note. Car insurance, home insurance. That's usually be inside your rent or inside your mortgage. Gas. You buy that all the time. Gas. Food. I hope you buy that all the time. Utilities. And then you have your subscriptions, your internet, your phone bill, your credit card bills. Write it all down. Don't be afraid to look at it. It might be ugly. It might be an ugly picture, but you need to see that picture. Write it down. Make a T square, like Jesus Christ on the cross. Make a big T square. On one top of the T square, you put income, incoming. That's the money that's incoming. And on the side, you put outgoing. Those are your bills. Put how much money you make. Once a month, every 2 weeks, however. And then go down the other side of the T-square and put how much money you spend. You need to know this. How much money you spend. And if you got a habit, if you go into the liquor store buying $80 worth of liquor every week, just put down there $80 miscellaneous. You need to see what you're really spending. If you're a shopaholic and you got to spend $100 or $200 every week on a new dress, shoes, eyelashes, hair, fingernails, I'm doing my own hair. I'm all natural. I'm just not doing it. I'm not having it. I'm not going to pay $200 a week to get my hair done. I ain't going to do it. I got natural fingernails. That's good. I ain't got to pay the people to make my nails. God doing a good job. Okay, I got natural makeup on my face. Thank God for it. Thank you. I put on a little Mary Kay lipstick. Thank you, Maribel McQueen, for sending me some Mary Kay lipstick. Marion Gibbons is a Mary Kay consultant in Tallahassee, Florida. Thank you for the lipstick. I do wear it, but not this morning because I just didn't put it on. This morning I got it in my pocketbook. So I try to, in my jewelry, I basically get it from the Goodwill, and I re-string it or rehang it. I got this from, I think, Hobby Lobby or somewhere. But I got this chain from the Goodwill, I think. And this, though, I did get from my paparazzi consultant. I don't know which one I got it from, Beverly or who. But you can't beat $5. So I dress up. These little dresses I get from Rose's department store. Just look up Rose's department store. And that's where I get these dresses from, because they sell 3X. And my shoes, now I spend a little money on the shoes because they need to last a while. These shoes need to last a while. So I spend good money on my shoes because I want them to look good, I want them to fit well, and they gotta last a while. And so, but I keep them, so I ain't gotta buy shoes every day. I'm not a shoe person anyway. If the shoes fit, they're comfortable, they look good with everything, I'm gonna have those for a while. And so I just make it work. I try not to spend more than I make. And that is what we have to control. Don't spend more than you make, and always save. If you can't save for $10 a pay period, save that. Because you're going to need some tires for your car one day, and that'll throw a big dent in your budget. You might need to get a tooth fixed. I got two. My insurance will pay for the fixing of the tooth, but it won't pay for the cap. I got to pay out my pocket for the cap. And so we'll have another forensic talk about making just a little bit more money a day later. We will have a part 2. I got to go into church. Bye.